It was the day school children took over the streets of power. What was supposed to be a contained climate protest by Parliament spilled over, fuelled by social media, and became a takeover. Westminster ground to a halt, fossil fuel engines defeated by 3,000 pupils, who then turned on Downing Street. A security alert triggered by teenagers furious the government wasn't doing more to cut greenhouse gases.
At the moment, we're too young to vote, so at the minute they're only really aiming their policies at older citizens who can vote. But we're the future, and we're who's going to be voting in 2 years, so they need to listen.
The young people want to be heard. Like, we haven't had our say, and it's going to affect us.
If you have one really good march where everyone listens, it's worth it.
To be part of the national curriculum and urge the government to declare a climate emergency.
This is all about frustration. There's plenty of evidence that climate change is already happening, and last year scientists warned that governments simply weren't taking action fast enough. This is the result.
Children joined protests in 60 towns and cities around the country, in Brighton and in Cardiff. Some had bunked off, others had the support of their schools.
Well, I don't think it's a waste of time at all. I think there's a lot of learning going on right now as we speak. Those pupils behind me are being interviewed by world media, so they're communicating their science knowledge. They're talking to people they've never met before, and when they get back to school, they're going to share what happened today with their peers.
The government seemed unsure of how to respond. But in an exclusive interview with Sky News, the Science Minister offered his support.
Yeah, I mean, anyone who has a passion and is able to sort of articulate that passion about sort of what they consider to be the key issues for the future, I think it's duty of government to be able to listen and to engage.
All this inspired by a 15-year-old from Sweden whose lone protest has grown into a Europe-wide school strike movement and gave her a billing at December's climate conference.
Even if there is no hope, we have to do something. That is, not having hope is not an excuse for not doing anything. Because, of course, we need hope, but the one thing we need more than hope is action. Because once we start to act, hope is everywhere.
Another school strike is planned for next month, with many more likely to abandon their classrooms in the name of climate action. Thomas Moore, Sky News.